Adventure Out on White Mountains TV is presented by Adventure Suites, North Conway's amazing theme hotel. Hi, I'm Chris Peru, and this is Adventure Out, the segment that reviews fun things to do here in the White Mountains. One of the things you can do is head out into nature, and some of the things you may find out there are, first and foremost, Clare Long, naturalist, and second of all, the things that she's brought with her today. What are we looking at?
Oh, great. Well, Chris, these are skulls of some of the animals that you might find while you're out walking in the area here, in the woods, along the wetland areas, or even in some of the open fields like this animal here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the skulls to give you an idea of what they need to be able to live in those areas.
There's a pretty big diversity. Now, are these skulls all from a similar place in the White Mountains, or are these from, well, you mentioned different habitats, but
right.
Are they from around the White Mountains?
Yes. Yep, all these skulls were found somewhere along here.
Okay, well, what's the big one we have here?
The biggest one we
have
have
here. Should we play the
guessing game? Yeah, you can guess. Well, you know it's not a weasel.
It's one of the bigger mammals on the table, so I'm going to guess probably the black bear.
Good for you. Yeah, see, you're a naturalist yourself there,
We didn't
Chris.
discuss this beforehand either.
He's not a plant, people. Yeah, this is the black bear. And the black bear here, right around November time, it's kind of a tough time for them. They're trying to get a lot of food. So one of the things that they get their food from are nuts and seeds and berries, and beech nuts are the places where they get a lot of those. So if you know what beech trees are, those are the trees, they're kind of very smooth gray bark, and they have the beech nuts up at the top of it. They're the ones that actually have little hooks, and sometimes they wind up getting on your clothes when you're walking through the woods. So during that area, you can go look through a beech forest there, and you'll see the animal. You'll see the black bear here. And you'll see, even though he has these tremendous canine teeth here in the front, these big, those teeth there, those are basically there to help him, either help him climb a tree, he can grab onto a branch with those teeth and move his way up there, or do things like bite trees to kind of mark where he's going. And you remember seeing the Jungle Book where the bear's kind of like, kind of does it. Yeah, rub against and biting against a tree. That's what they'll do to kind of mark their territory there. So they have a different type of teeth, kind of just like ours. They're omnivores. They'll eat nuts and seeds and berries.
I'm going to hold this right down here so the camera can get it, because they really stand out. The difference between these canines here and then the molars in the back.
Exactly.
Is this indicative of his diet, of the different things?
Pretty much of an omnivore. Yep. Super. So we'll put the skull back together here. There. Tremendous sense of smell. When you look at a skull, Chris, the most important sense takes up the most room on the skull. And if you're taking a look at the bear here, you can see he's got eyes in the front here. Yep. And this nose.
So this is his eye socket right in the front, there, which is relatively small, it seems. Right.
Yeah, very much so. And then you've got the nose, which goes from here to here, right up into this area. And then the nasal, the rest of it goes up into the brain and talks to the brain up here. But that's the nose there. And then the ears are just kind of like little Mickey Mouse ears that stick off on the side here. So so the sense of smell is the most important for this bear.
I'm going to keep this down nice and low to make sure the camera can get the nose, but this is the nasal cavity we're looking at right here,
exactly. Yep, that's super. And smell up to several miles away. That's why if you've got something great cooking on the grill there, you got to be careful there. Yep. And one of the things that we try to tell people is don't feed bear. Don't feed wild animals, but particularly bear, because they're going to remember. They're pretty smart.
And once they get in the habit, you're not going to get them out of the habit, except for the hard way.
Yes, yeah, and we don't want to go
relocation or worse.
Yes, yeah, and we don't want to go down the hard way.
What else might we see or find in the White Mountains?
What you might smell, and actually what you might not know, but it could be in your backyard. It could be something that's moving across. It's moving a lot during dusk and dawn, but also during the day. Is the red fox.
Okay.
The red fox. And the red fox can live in most habitats. It can live in fields, it can live in forests. It's a very active, very advantageous animal there. It can wind up eat most anything there. Again, if you take a look at this tooth right here, it looks almost like a pyramid. You know, we have the molars in the back, and on us it's called a premolar here. This is called a carnassial tooth. And the point of that tooth is to break bone.
Really?
Because it catches live animals. It catches mice, it catches some of those other ones. So that pyramidal tooth, there's a tooth inside the jaw where the jaw will come down on top of it.
Do they have strong jaws? Because in addition to the tooth, they must have pretty powerful muscles.
Good question. Yeah, very much so. And if you take a look at a skull, if you're lucky enough to find a skull, and sometimes in the spring, if the animals haven't made it through the winter, you could find these skulls while you're wandering around the different habitats that they're there. The bigger the bone space, the larger the area for muscle attachment. So if you take a look at this bone compared to, say, some of the other bone along the skull here, you can tell that there's a lot of muscle attachment there. So pretty strong skull there.
I think we've got prey and predator here.
Prey and predator here. Great. Which one shall we pick first, Chris?
I'm going to go with the predator because that's my favorite.
Because this one here, great, super. What we're looking at, this is the skull of a red-tailed hawk.
And that looks big to me.
It does. Some people say it looks big, but yeah, it's around. You can see flathead doesn't spend time in tunnels, but it doesn't necessarily need to do that because you can see that the most important sense on this animal,
the eyes,
is the eyes.
Yep,
the eyes. You can see
his
that
eyes
large.
like a hawk.
Yes, yeah. So a very definite predator. Eyes in front mean I hunt. Eyes on the side,
I hide.
Mean I hide. And this is a hider. This is a snowshoe hare. And the snowshoe hare, if you look at this, you can see very definitely the eyes are on the side here. Right, because it needs to be able to see not only frontward, but also close enough backward. This is a main food source for fisher, for bobcat, for coyote. Yeah, there's a lot that eat it. That's why it needs to watch out.
Again, all it has to do is look out in life.
Exactly.
Time for
back to the big guy.
Main course feature presentation.
There you go. Da, da, da. This would be a moose jaw. This is the lower jaw of the moose there. And if you take a look, no canines. No canines here.
I'm going to bring it a little bit lower so people can see the beauty of the no canines.
There you go.
There we go. So
you can see.
Lots of molars, but nothing in the front.
Nothing in the front. Well, actually, there are 4. There are some incisors in the lower jaw.
Oh, the canines are the sharp tearing ones.
Yes, yes. The kind of the vampire teeth. Some people call those canines. Yeah, the vampire teeth. Yeah. So they have the incisors, those that help to snip there, because during the winter, right now, what they're doing is they're shifting over their diet to be able to eat tree bark.
Right.
So if you're going along, while you're walking along the paths in wooded areas, and you see there's a tree called the striped maple, and it has green and dark green, light green stripes on the bark. That's one of the favorite food sources for the moose. They'll take that lower jaw, put it into the tree, and rip back up because they have no teeth in the upper front, and just a hard bony plate comes down, they rip up, and they start to chew. They send it back to these teeth.
Can you tell how old this moose is by the teeth?
One of the things you can do is what they do if you're with hunters, they'll take deer in, which are also ungulates just like moose, and they'll take them in, and they'll pull the tooth, and they'll take a look, and they'll see the rings basically on the teeth to be able to tell how old the animal is.
Now these are all animals that you may see in the White Mountains, that live in the White Mountains, and I guess if you're lucky enough, you may even happen upon a skull.
Yes.
How likely is that? Have you found any of these in the wild?
Well, a lot of these, I found a lot of moose jaws and some skulls there in the woods, mostly out towards swampy areas. What's happening is the animals are moving around, they get trapped by the ice or some of these other areas. I've also found some moose antlers as well.
Well, head out and look for signs of these animals throughout the White Mountains. Obviously, if you are heading into the forest, you want to use hike-safe principles.
Exactly. Make sure that you're prepared for the weather. Make sure that you have food, water, and a way to make some kind of noise in case you get hurt and somebody knows where you're going.
But it's more about just walking in the woods. There are so many things to see and discover. And thanks for Clare Long, to Clare Long, for helping us discover some of these things this morning.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for letting me bring my friends.
And we'll be back with more Adventure Out.
Adventure Suites, the only theme hotel in North Conway, is where you can stay in a cave, a tree house, a movie theater, a Harley-Davidson suite, or one of many more themed jacuzzi suites. Boldly survive a night in the newest adventure suite, The Jungle. Soak in a 5-person hot tub, hot springs nestled among rock ledges with a waterfall and a vibrant fiber optic starry sky. Your kids will love the glow in the dark Gorilla Villa with its own flat screen TV and PlayStation 2. Adventure Suites offers excellent adventure packages combining your stay with the area's great activities. And for those looking for relaxation, they offer in-room massages, room service, and an excellent assortment of romance, birthday, and wedding packages. Adventure Suites is pet-friendly and makes a great gift. Best of New Hampshire, Best of Boston, New Hampshire Chronicle. See why everyone is talking about Adventure Suites. Stop in and take a free tour to see the incredible rooms for yourself. Call anytime at 603-356-9744. Visit adventuresuites.com or find them on Facebook for discounts and promotions.